The following is an All-Star 15 TV production.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store, and many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full-service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need, with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
Hello everybody and welcome to All-Star 15 TV. On the broadcast tonight, it is the Sim500 TranService Truck Series from Auto Club Speedway. Running 100 laps, 200 miles, and a crud ton of fun. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Hit that like button, subscribe if this is your first time here. But let's bring in the voices of All-Star 15 TV here on Wednesday night. First off, it is Mr. Racing himself, Mr. Senior Crew Chief, Gary Wells. What's up, Gary?
I haven't been called Mr. Racer in a long time. Appreciate that, AJ. Good to be here at Auto Club. Doing some Hollywood dreaming, and these guys are ripping the boards already, so it should be a fun night ahead of us.
And let's bring in Mike Campiggio.
AJ, Gary, Michael, nice to see all you guys in the broadcast booth tonight. Excited for some California dreaming.
I like that. And let's bring up now, for the first time here on the channel as an actual broadcaster, not an in-car caster, I would call it, Mr. Mike Eckhart. What's going on, Mike?
Pretty good to be here. Just kind of observing and learning. There's a lot of unfamiliar faces, so this will be interesting tonight.
Yeah, I think it is for you as well. You have a lot of background when it comes to racing, so we're probably going to pick your brain quite a bit throughout the race tonight, along with Gary and Mike. But right now, Tyler Dalton's your current practice leader at a 4123, apologize. Nelson Rivera right behind him with a 4130. Gary, bring us to Auto Club Speedway and take us around the racetrack, as we're going to jump on board with Josh Cully.
Oh, hey, how convenient. I was looking at Josh Kelly. How about that? Well, here in a truck, it's pretty simple going around this racetrack. You're going to fight with the wheel a lot in turns 1 and 2. There's a lot of bumps, especially when you're running in the middle lane. You want to make sure that you keep your momentum up for this long back straightaway here. And then as you get ready into turn 3, you got 2 options. You can either go high or you can go low. Sometimes you can go in the middle and make it work, as Josh is doing here. And just momentum, that's going to be the big key tonight. The guy that can keep it in the gas the most and not really lose any speed, that's going to be one of the guys to watch for.
Yeah, as we just took a lap around right now, Cully's currently sitting 8th, has run about 35 laps, so that should tell him what the tires are going to feel like. Mike, we just ran here about a month ago with the Gen 4 cars, completely different vehicle from these NASCAR truck vehicles. Kind of take us through what the car or truck feel like through a run, you know, where you're going to be looking for grip and everything. Take us through it, Mike. Campeggio.
Yeah, that's gonna be, you're gonna have to catch yourself tonight there, AJ.
Yep. Yes, I just realized that at the end of what I was saying.
But yeah, first half of the run, you're gonna feel like Superman. Tires are gonna be good. You're gonna have all the grip in the world. You're gonna be able to race 3 and 4 wide here at Auto Club. But then as you get into a run, about 15, 20 laps in, you're really gonna be fighting for grip. And it's like Gary said, the throttle is, you're gonna have to watch your use of throttle, especially coming off turn 2 and turn 4. Because a lot of these trucks and cars like to slide up to the outside wall, and those outside wall can catch you off guard, and you can smack the wall pretty easily and get some damage on your car. But I like Auto Club because you can race the bottom line, the middle line, the top line, and is, you know, it gives you options to race, which is awesome. And a lot of these guys, I think you're going to see tonight, is going to run that middle line and that high line, because those 2 lines into a run is going to give you the most grip, because that bottom can give you grip for a little bit. But after that, you're going to kind of want to migrate to the middle and the top for the most amount of grip.
All right, as we are closing out practice here at Auto Club Speedway, holy 37 drivers, Batman. We're going to have a full field of these trucks. And want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors real fast. The Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast, Drinking Bros Auto Racing's Facebook page, Wrestling Over Everything, and the series sponsor, TranService Trucking. Guys, I am so excited for a lot of fun tonight. I love coming to this speedway. I happen to be actually pretty good at this speedway, probably why I like coming here so much. But we out in Cali, baby. Qualifying's about to start. Why don't we do our picks? Let's start with the newbie, Mike Reckhart Eckhart. Okay, Reckhart. Who you picking tonight?
You know what? I've been watching Tyler Dalton. I think I'm gonna stick with him. I like the line. I like what he's doing. But normally I would go with a backup pick, but I think we're gonna hold strong with just the 19.
You know, that's a really good pick. Campeggio, who you taking?
I'm actually going to take the guy that was second in practice right there, Nelson Rivera. He's someone that I'm going to keep an eye on tonight.
Let's go with Gary Wells. Who you taking tonight? And this is all before we hit qualifying.
I'm going to go with our defending champ, Justin Fuller.
Very nice. And I'm going to go with a driver that was really good last week. Probably didn't get the finish he wanted. The number 91 of Wesley Donaldson. Looking good in that truck. But let's hear from you guys out in the Facebook and YouTube land. Who you taking? Who are you rooting for? We about to really turn up the heat in just a couple minutes as the 91's drifting in turn 1 and 2. You might not want to do that. But while we are going through qualifying right now, everybody's getting their juices flowing in these race trucks. Gary, take us back to auto clubs of past. What are we looking at when we come to the Sim500 series?
Yeah, so a lot of things here. Out of the last 5 races, we have had 3 overtime finishes. So something to look out for is just late race cautions. They don't get a whole lot of cautions here. Average about 3 cautions a race. So, and the most we've seen here in a single race is 5 in 2020. They've run 6 races here. They've had 6 different winners. We've only seen in the last 5 races, the guy that's led the most laps has only won 1 time, and that was Pedro Mojica. And that was he led 50 out of 80 laps last year and won the race. So average amount of leaders here about 8. Average amount of lead changes about 13 here. So track position is going to be a premium. But this track, especially on the beginning of the race and restarts, does have a tendency to stay as a pack pretty well together. And the draft is also going to play another big key here tonight.
Yeah, the draft is going to be huge as Tyler Dalton takes the pole so far with just about 2 minutes to go. Mike Kelly is 10th as he just gets jumped to 11th. Joe Hudson on the racetrack in the number 15 Ford F-150 as it's going to hit the backstretch, currently 7th.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on something here. We didn't get to it last week because Daytona was kind of crazy for us, but Justin Fuller last year, defending champion, 2-time champion now, won the 2018 title as well. In 24 starts last season, he had a 20% win percentage, and he finished in the top 10 66% of the time.
Wow.
I know with these playoff format and everything like that, it's hard to be a repeat title winner. But if there's anybody in the field that's going to be looking to repeat, it's definitely going to be Justin. He seems to have the speed no matter where we go.
Well, Justin, right now, looking for him on the board. He's currently 13th with a 41.58. Not too far off the leader, but with these trucks so close together, just thousands.
Have half a second from first to
Eitzen, is he gonna
second to last, and then almost about a second here from first to last. So really competitive field here we have, AJ.
Really thought Trey Eitzen was gonna be able to take over pole from Tyler Dalton, but on that second lap, just a little bit slower. And thank you everybody for liking the stream, following on either Facebook or YouTube. We're almost race time. I'm very excited. I love this racetrack, and we have a lot of trucks to take this 2-mile and I mean multi-groove racetrack under storm. Oh, you guys are all popping in. I'm here in Stone Cold Steve Austin all the time. And here we go. We got that minute warm-up. While we hit that warm-up, we're going to take a look at our sponsors real fast again.
The following is an All-Star 15 TV production.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
All right, everybody, we are back. Warm-up is over. We're going to start gridding for the Sim500 race here at Auto Club Speedway. Thanks to TranService Trucking for being the title sponsor of the Sim500 Truck Series. Well, let's send it down to Gary Wells and Mike Campiggio for our starting lineup.
All right, starting on the pole here tonight, we have the number 19 of Tyler Dalton. Second place is going to be that 7 machine of Trey Eitzen. Third place is going to be Brian Macklin. Fourth place is going to be Joe Hudson. Fifth place is going to be Glenn Campbell. Sixth place is going to be Scott Simley. Seventh place is going to be Chad Coleman. Eighth is going to be Bentley Glasser. Ninth is going to be Richard Swavely. And rounding out the top 10 is going to be Charles Van Schaik. We'll turn it over to Campigio here.
All right, in 11th place, we have the number 99 of Tommy Ryan. In 12th, we have the number 40 of Charles Woods. In 13th, we have the number 31 of Eric Arnold. In 14th, we have Justin Fuller in that 51 truck. In 15th, we have the number 2 of Mike Kelly. In 16th, we have the 93 truck of Kevin D. Brown. In 17th, we have the number 6 of Mike Montesini. In 18th, we have Hamish Gallagher. In 19th, we have the 14 of Joey Ganatina. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that last name. And in 20th, we have the 77 of Robert Fury III.
All right, everybody, that is our 1st through 20th. You'll see everybody on the pylon to the left. But we're getting ready to go green. Guys, I'm excited. This is going to be fun. What are you expecting early on in this race, Gary?
I think we could see these guys as much as 3 and 4 wide by the time we cross the start-finish line here. It's going to be a wild start to this race. I expect 3 or 4 wide, and like we mentioned in the pre-race, these guys are going to be running from the bottom all the way up to the next to that outside wall. So it's going to be interesting to see how they filter themselves out as we get started.
All right, the iRacing pace truck gonna duck for cover down pit road. We are just moments away from all these drivers hitting the loud pedal. You're watching All-Star 15 TV. Thanks for tuning in. Here we go. And waiting for the green flag. And we are green. Here we go. Great launch by both Tyler Dalton and Trey Eitzen. Everybody's minding their P's and Q's, heading towards turn 1. And as I say that, here comes the extreme outside.
Yeah, somebody already working up in that upper lane already.
Yeah, that's
Looks
Justin
like
Fuller.
Justin Fuller. 3, almost 4 wide as we exit off turn number 2. Gonna be a crazy couple laps here, and Justin already trying to take the sand off of that upper groove early and just break it in. And that groove, Mike, either of you Mikes, gonna be tough to stop here late on in the run. That
Oh, as we have
lane's
a
gonna be place
truck.
to be.
Kevin DeBrown in the wall and stuck in that wall. He's gonna lose a lot of spots.
That's going to put him all the way into the back there. Lost all of his track position there early with the hit like that. Still going pretty slow.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to lose even more than that. He might have to come down pit road.
And that's one thing I highlighted in my pre-race talking about that outside wall of turn 2 and turn 4 will love to grab you.
Yeah, you think you got a lot of room there, Eckhart, as you get off of turn number 4, but that wall, outside wall especially, could sneak up on you in a hurry.
I think for the most part, he was doing his best to just stay out of everybody's way. But man, oh man, is Fuller on a mission in just 2 laps, up 10 positions to 4th already, and looking for 3rd.
Yeah, may not have the best qualifying truck, but definitely was able to get that truck into a good position where he knows he's going to race good. Going to hurt him a little bit in the pit selection there, as he's got the 14th best pit stall on pit road. But another place to talk about here at Auto Club is definitely the wide pit road and the length of those stalls here at Auto Club. One of the biggest on the circuit here.
You know, as much as I love Auto Club Speedway, Gary, this is the only other racetrack I think in the U.S. that has played host to a Daytona 24.
If you watch Ford versus Ferrari, and I'm sure Paul McLaren is watching us right now, yes, this is the only place to host a Daytona 24. You're correct.
outside of Daytona International Speedway. I just had to bring that up because last week we were at Daytona, now we're at Auto Club. We're kind of following. This is how the schedule used to be run. As we're currently looking at the 15 of Hudson as he's about to be put. No, I thought he was
the
about
32
to.
and the 99 off turn
Oh.
4.
Oh,
They
we
all
got
saved it.
And they all save it. They all
What
keep
a
going.
save right there.
They all the way up against the outside fence there.
I don't know about you, but I'd need a new pair of pants.
Yeah,
After that
Tony
one.
Ryan with a heck of a save right there. Way to keep that truck straight. Got major damage on that left front fender and the left rear quarter panel. Gonna be quite a bit of a hamper on him aerodynamically as we move forward.
Gonna jump on board so you guys can see it. Looks like he's already got the damage there, but here we go. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I think
let's
that was after the fact. We'll have to go back a little bit on that one.
Right there.
apologies everybody.
Ran out of room, it looks like.
Yeah, he's coming up the racetrack. He's got the 77. He was outside. Oh, he's just gonna clip. I think that's the
I don't
39.
know if he hit a bump there or something that got him a little bit loose. There are a few bumps there on that outside lane at turn 4, and it can upset your truck pretty good there.
As
We
we're
also got to look too, Gary, real quick. Where he was in the middle of 2 trucks, the air will play a lot of factor on you too in that situation.
Oh, we got a truck. Oh, never mind. He saved. I thought we were sideways there for a second.
Gary, I think we've been sideways more times than we've been actually going the right direction.
These guys are making such evasive maneuvers. I thought they were wrecking, but they're not wrecking.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the runs that these trucks are getting. They're punching such a huge hole going down the front stretch and the back stretch that by the time they get to the turns, they can just pull out and just go.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we really didn't get a chance to talk about compared to like the Xfinity car or the Cup car. These trucks punch a huge hole in the air, which creates a big draft for trucks behind the leader or any lead truck, as a matter of fact. It just makes you have a little bit more of a slingshot, and we'll see a lot of that here as the race unfolds.
Yeah, you got a really good battle with Charles Van Shank and Joe Hudson. This is for 8th place. You know, they're side by side, and then right behind them, you got the number 2 of Mike Kelly and Bentley Glazer in the 18. So far, we've had a lot of battles, but not a lot of side-by-side racing. By the time they get to the turns, they really try to make that pass.
Yeah, and we'll see that a lot here. In Auto Club, even though with how wide it is, sometimes dirty air can play into effect. So as the run gets going, and we do get a little bit spread out, it can be very hard to pass here because you have to be able to keep that momentum up, but you don't want to be able to hurt yourself in the process of passing a guy because you can lose a lot of time here.
Yeah,
and we've seen about a second to a second and a half fall off from the first lap of the run to about lap 20-25. Pit road's going to be somewhere around 30-ish laps, maybe 35 here. So definitely going to be a couple of pit stops here tonight.
Well, right now, Gary, our race leader, Tyler Dalton, is just about 6/10 slower than his fastest lap. So right now, you know, just about 9 laps in, we're already looking at tire degradation early on. That is just going to get worse.
You can hold it wide open those first couple of laps. Not recommended for later in the run because you're going to hurt yourself that way with the tire degradation as you were talking about. But definitely not surprising to see about a almost 3/4 second fall off from the first lap to about now. So these guys definitely are going to have to start lifting a lot more, and they got to save those tires to the end of the run.
Now, how long are we looking for a Run?
I've heard anywhere from 30 to 40 laps.
Okay.
So a pit stop, or a couple pit stops, maybe 3 here tonight.
I like it. So far, so good here at Auto Club Speedway. We've had a lot of close encounters with cars hitting the wall and cars really out of shape. And I know I'm going to hear it from the wonderful Joe Hutchings that I'm saying cars. These are race trucks. My bad, everybody.
I've noticed I've been trying to say truck.
Yes. Yes, we have. Mike Kelly looking towards that outside, trying to go by Joe Hudson, and not quite making the pass, but he should have a decent run. There goes Mike Kelly. just as I was saying it, really good run into turn 3, side by side out of turn 4.
Yeah, and you're really going to start to see your comers and goers here a little bit. Hudson trying to defend, falling back even more than what he already has been at the start of this race. But Kelly here, he's on a little bit of a run here, 15th to 10th at about 12 laps. Obviously, Justin Fuller 14th to 3rd in the first couple laps. He was able to make a lot of passes, so definitely going to see a lot of comers and goers here tonight.
As we're still watching that battle, as he's going to try again into 3. Hudson kind of shades towards the middle of the track a little bit. And they're bringing company. You got Eric Arnold right behind him. Looking for our biggest mover right now, currently in that 17th position. It's EJ O'Rourke in the 41, having a great race. Last Wednesday did not end the way he wanted to, but coming back strong with gaining 14 positions off of the start of the race tonight.
Yeah, and as you were talking about reeling in that 31 truck as the 15 and the 2 are battling, the draft here, if you get side by side and you have a third truck behind, it's just going to create a big old hole in the air for them to be able to gain a lot of momentum and a lot of speed and possibly even make a pass to get a 2.
Fuller to P2, not done yet.
Yeah, Justin really set up that pass in 3 and 4. I've been watching him for the last couple laps. He's been starting to run that higher line in 1 and 2, so that really got him the momentum off turn 2, and I got him enough momentum to make that pass in 3 and 4. He's the only one so far that I've seen that started to make this outside line really work for him.
Yeah, and you want to be careful with that outside lane. I think it really we'll see a lot more guys run it later on in the race, but with it not really being the groove right now, not a whole lot of guys exploring with it, you got to go where the rubber is. And if you're going to basically a pretty clean track, it can eat up your tires pretty early.
Yeah, it can. Like you said, you want to migrate your way up there the later the run goes. But boy, have we seen that work. Especially early on. I think the drop of the green flag, first time through turn 1, Justin Fuller passed 5 or 6 cars. And here we go. Now, if I'm Tyler Dalton,
at least try to make it work. I think he's got him here.
If I'm Tyler Dalton, I say, okay, go for it. We'll see you in a little while. Because you got to imagine, those tires on the 51 of Fuller are screaming right now with how much he's been putting them through.
Yeah, and Tyler Dalton's a former winner here back in 2020, so he definitely knows what it takes to get it done and how to run a really conservative race and save your stuff a little bit. Being at the right place at the right time at the end. And we're going to see Justin Fuller lead this lap.
Yeah, he's got all the drafting help on that outside line. Tyler Dalton has literally nobody behind him.
Yeah, he's going to lose a couple positions here as we get into turn number 1 as they're 3 wide, almost 3 wide.
Yeah, depending on how it irons out hitting this backstretch, he's going to fall back even more. He's going to lose 4th, possibly 5th, and 6th.
Yeah, because look at this line here that he's got to the outside. I mean, he really doesn't have a hole until he gets behind the 12 with Scott Simley here.
Ooh,
so
little contact there from the 44.
7.
Last week's winner, Glenn Campbell.
Yeah, shout out to Glenn, Daytona winner. That's going to be something that you can brag about, especially in Sim500. Hard to win a race in this league. And
Trey Eitzen to the point.
Trey going to take the lead here. And this is where I was talking about where you kind of get a little bit of a pack race vibe. Right around this point of the run, you get these guys side by side and scramble everybody around a little bit. This is where it can cause a lot of passing and a lot of lead changes. Yeah, it looks like the 30 there, Brian Macklin there, tried to make a move to the inside, but I just don't know if that's going to really work for him. He doesn't have a whole lot of help down the straightaways. So
no, he doesn't.
Might clear himself for Justin here. Nope, not quite.
And watch Eitzen. He's playing it like it's a super speedway, trying to block both lanes.
Trying to work both lanes a little bit, help the 30 get a little bit of a run, and also that just helps Eitzen a little bit. The more they're side by side, the more it's going to benefit him, and he could probably pull away.
Look at the 30. Macklin just sent it into turn 1. Let's see if it pays off on the backstretch.
Not quite. Wasn't able to quite clear him there.
Going back a little bit further, Joe Hudson also looking to the inside of Mike Kelly in the number 2. Gonna
these
wash
guys
it
been
up just a
battling and
tad.
battling pretty much since the drop of the green flag.
I mean, I can't imagine that we're already almost 20 laps into this race.
Yeah, you can click off these laps pretty quick here. If everybody gets into a rhythm and minds their stuff, the first 3 to 5 laps, you can get a lot of green flag racing here.
Well, that's what I've noticed. Those first couple laps, the tires are cold and you are at your loosest. But you have a really good stretch of about 20-ish laps, and then the car starts to get loose again. So you really have no time to really be comfortable, because as you are like at max grip, everybody else is also at max grip. So you're always, as the yellow flag is out, Charles Woods. Oh, he's going to get turned by the O2.
Yeah, looked like Shannon Wood there. Just got into good old Charles there and turned him around.
Great job by everybody behind him, though, to stay high and just miss him while he was spinning right there.
Yeah, the good thing there for Charles is he was locking the brake there just to make sure that he could get out of the way. And
just looked like the O2 got back on the gas a little bit sooner than the 40. Not a lot of damage on either truck. So
one of those things where the 40 got out of the throttle and the O2 just,
wasn't my time yet.
Yeah, didn't get out of the gas. So, but hey, one of those racing things. We move on, and 40's going to lose all of his track position. I think we're going to see pit road be a very busy place here.
I would assume so. I would 100% assume so. 20 laps in, and I would say I would come down and grab 4 freshies. Let's see if anybody is crazy enough to stay out.
Let me see how many sets they have here in the pits.
Does anybody stay?
They got 3 sets in the pits here, so you take one early. Yeah, we're about halfway through a fuel run. You definitely want to come down here and take 4 at this point. If this caution would have came out 10 laps sooner, you can arguably take a gamble there and stay out and try to save a set for later in the race.
Everybody on pit road except Casey Duncan, who did not start this race.
So he's going to get his free pass beneficiary and get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, so that works out good for him. Had to start from pit road, ended up being a quick 1 lap down. I'm Agent Capola, Gary Wells, Mike Campigio, and Reckhart the Eckhart on the call tonight in the NDNT broadcast booth. How's everybody doing? Thanks for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe to All Star 15 TV on YouTube, follow on Facebook. Hopefully you're all having a wonderful Wednesday evening. Hope that you all had a nice holiday weekend. Gary, I know you did. How did it go for you?
It was a lot of fun. I was at the greatest place on earth, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, for the Indy 500. That was fun to see. One of my favorite drivers went in person. Actually, the favorite driver, my favorite IndyCar driver in person, Joseph Newgarden, take his first Indy 500. Fun stat about him: 75th American to win the race and 75th different driver to win an Indy 500. So
no kidding.
That's a stat and a half. But had a good weekend. Also went to Carb Night Classic there at IRP on Friday night as well. So about 5 races in one weekend. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I can imagine Monday you were dead tired.
Yes, I slept.
So look at this, the 15 of Joe Hudson. He pit the first time by. He's coming back down, and I wonder if that's just to top off on fuel, or I don't know what really would benefit this. You're losing all the track position, Campigio. Why would you come back down?
Well, you would probably want to come back down, maybe just to play a little strategy call, maybe get some top off on fuel, or
that's what it looks like.
That's one of the things. Or you slid through your box and missed your box and had to come back down and unfortunately get 4 tires that way.
Well, the lights are off on the iRacing official pace truck. Still think that's a Chevy, but I'm probably wrong.
Oh, it is. It's definitely a Chevrolet. They just don't mark the manufacturers here on iRacing for whatever reason.
Unless it's the Porsche.
Yeah, right. But just to add what Campigio was saying, just to wrap that up, definitely probably came back down just to, top off on gas. Not the most ideal thing. It does mess with your track position as he was making his way up through the field early on in this race, but definitely could be something where it pays off where he could maybe run a little bit longer the next green flag run and stay out a little bit for fuel saving purposes.
So how aggressive do you think they're going to be going into turn 1 with the fresh tires now?
Yes, very. I would assume so.
You saw
very much.
Position. I took notice. I kind of kept my mouth shut that whole run because I wanted to observe, and it's very, very tough to pass when they get single file like the way they do.
Thought I saw some action for about last there in the pack, but they all kept it straight and they're good to go.
Oh, we're 3 wide. Glenn Campbell, the 38 of Chad Coleman, and Mike Kelly getting into a little sketchy moment there.
Yeah, the restarts are going to be your prime point to pass that card. I have to agree with you there. Definitely going to be hard to pass as these tires fall off. So I think as we get later on in this race, if there's another caution, another restart, I think the more aggressive we'll see them be here toward the end of the race.
Coming in 24 laps completed. We're still looking at a good battle. Bentley Glazer and Chad Coleman side by side. Yes, very much so.
Just a shout out to everybody here. I mean, 24 laps into this thing, and everybody's still on the lead lap as well. So everybody doing a good job keeping their stuff clean and green here so far.
Look at them hook that white line. As Trey Eitzen just pulling away up front, looking at about a half a second lead over Brian Macklin. But boy, is that number 30 getting pushed by Justin Fuller.
Yeah, we talk about Harviking at the old Atlanta Motor Speedway, being able to hug that white line. It seems like so far with these trucks, you want to do the same thing. You want to paint that white line as best you can so you get on corner exit and just keeping that momentum up as we've been talking about here tonight.
Still watching this battle for 7th.
These guys are all in a hornet's nest right here from about 3rd on back.
These guys are running pretty aggressive. I mean, everybody's all tight, knitly packed in a line coming down these straightaways. You want to make sure that you're on the outside line by the time you exit the corner here. Otherwise, you could be SOL.
Well, that's the thing here. Oh, as we are going to have a...
Here we
Tyler
go.
Dalton.
Big crash. The 19 is involved.
And he is still getting pushed.
Watch out.
Oh, no. My pick! No!
Take a look and see what happened here on that Nerds Doing Nerd Things replay here, AJ.
Back it up, try to make it as easy as possible for everybody.
Oh, the 30 might have clipped the wall on exit of 2 there, and
Oh, wow.
And the
caused the
44
19 to
of
get out of
Campbell.
line there a little bit, and the 19 tried to come back up, and the 44 was there.
Doesn't
Tough
one of them
break.
tough deals.
it doesn't look like a lot of damage on the 19. I think a lot of the stuff
I
on
think
the
we might
side will
want to
be
be more
fine.
concerned about that 44 of Campbell there. 'Cause he took a lot of right side damage and nose damage.
Honestly, doesn't. Well, he does have a lot of right side damage, but
He
I
has
would,
a lot of nose damage, at least from what I can
Easily
see.
repairable.
now let's check.
I
the,
think what you're really going to see here now, since we only ran half a lap there, probably going to see a lot of the back half of the field come on in. Not necessarily take tires, but definitely top off on that fuel tank. And guys like the 44 Campbell and the 19 of Tyler Dalton here definitely going to come in, repair some damage, get some fuel in that race truck.
Yeah, Gary, I'm right
I
there
do-
with you on that one. I think if you're one of the drivers involved in that incident, you uncheck your tires, you take fuel, and you try to stay on pit road as long as possible to clear some of that damage.
Yeah, and you get about a minute and a half or so per pace lap here. So maybe about a minute and 15. So you got plenty of time to make those repairs, especially if you don't take tires.
As we're still looking at Tyler Dalton, which very fast tonight, was your pole sitter, but currently involved in an incident on lap 26 with a lot of right side damage.
Yeah, and that spoiler is not the straightest, so it's definitely going to affect with his rear downforce and aerodynamics moving forward in this race. We'll see what that damaged model can do as far as the crew repairing the truck here, but definitely might still have a top 5, top 10 truck. Probably not going to win the race now, but definitely looks like he could still be fast enough to remain competitive.
I did want to touch on this because I noticed earlier in the first run there was a couple guys that had nose damage in the back. You can hold on pretty well if you stay in draft, but once they start spreading out late in the run, you're kind of SOL, like you were saying earlier, Gary. You're at the mercy of it.
Yeah, and that's the thing that kind of is a struggle here at Auto Club. You don't want to get any damage at all. If you do get damage, you can, like you said, you can get away with it by being in the draft, but it doesn't last for very long, and you're just kind of plowing like a dump truck, so to speak, afterwards.
Well, Trey Eidson is currently your race leader. Justin Fuller is sitting in second. Scott Simley in third. Fourth, Mike Kelly. Bentley Glazer in fifth, rounding out your top 5. The iRacing Pace truck has the lights off, so we're going to go green next time. Bye, everybody. If you got some extra cash, we have a store. All-Star 15 TV has some awesome merch. Go check it out. I am actually currently wearing the Bella and Canvas t-shirt. Very comfy, very soft. Go check it out. There's a lot of cool stuff on there, also from Hutch Sport Racing and the Nerds Do Nerd Things podcast.
I got a hat a couple weeks ago, y'all. Telling you, the trucker hat, good purchase.
I know. I saw you buy something. Hell, my wife just bought something today from the podcast side of it, and I'm like so happy. Like, I saw her name pop up, and I was like, "Yo, even the family loves me." Well, granted, she married me, but hey, that's besides the point.
A little biased there, a little biased.
Very, very, not a little, very.
It's okay. We're allowed to be.
All right, gonna be lap 30 when they drop the green here. Let's see what they do on this restart here. A couple cautions early. I think these guys want to get more racing in, so we might see them be aggressive. We might not. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait
and
find
for
out.
them to go to the fence.
Well,
Sorry,
I think we need
Fuller's gonna go to the fence. I can guarantee you that.
Well, I don't know about this. I think he's gonna try to pinch Eidson as the green is back in the air, and he's gonna cut immediately right down into that first lane to look for a tow from Eidson.
Yeah, if he's going to be clear of Mike Kelly there, he's going to go right to that outside here for turns 1 and 2. That's kind of been his line most of this race, but...
And as you say that...
He's going to go to the bottom. Never mind, Here we are. Maybe he's trying to save a little bit of tire. Look at Eidson sneaking his way down the straightaway. Oh, double the back.
The inside. Whoa, oh, what a hit.
And we, I think, are going to stay green right now.
Not the 3.
And we're staying green, boys.
Jeff Ryan and Brian Macklin had to jump to pit road.
Ryan's got that good old meatball flag. He's going to have to come down pit road for some
Here it
repairs.
is. The
Both
3
had
just
big
comes
hits.
up, and oh boy. Oh, huge hit from the 30 of Macklin, who was very much in contention of winning this race and just got killed out of it.
Yeah, the 3 there. I'm not sure what he was. Maybe he thought he was clear. Not sure, but
Either he thought he was
Definitely.
clear or he was really watching up the racetrack on exit.
yeah, I think it looks like he just got tight, maybe. But Brian Macklin is gonna go to the house. He said, "I'm done. See you later."
It's very unfortunate. He started in the 3rd position, and that's just gotta rip your heart out.
Definitely gonna hurt you in the points for sure.
Well, I mean, the 2nd race in, everybody's gonna make a jump in points.
Well, that is true. We get to settle into more real racing, but he didn't have the greatest week at Daytona either last week, so Definitely, if this is a win, you're in format. He's definitely gonna have to get one of them wins here in the next couple weeks.
And we are all single file as we're going to the blimp cam. And that's really not blimpy out. We're not that far out. I was hoping we were going to be able to see almost the whole track. But, you know, there's our wonderful race leaders. Mike Kelly looking for a run on Simley. Wow, look at all that.
Yeah, we're going to see. It seems like here so far in this race, Mike Kelly has very much been a bottom feeder so far. I think he's got one of those guys that's committed to running that bottom at all costs. So I think if you're going to see him make any passes, it's definitely going to be on the bottom of the racetrack.
But I don't think they can run the top, even this early on. And if you look at how they're running, if you go to the outside, you're going to be falling to the back.
Yeah, I mean, the only person we've really seen being able to make that work has been Fuller. But even then, he didn't run it like all the time. He just ran it for those couple laps to make some passes. You can make some passes up there, but I wonder if he saw something with the tire data where maybe it ate up too much of his tires, and he knows, hey, I gotta get back down to the bottom and stay there. Because you know our drivers, they can see that better than we can here up in the booth.
So
there's 3 wide here.
I want to take you guys back to this great pass the number 12 of Scott Simley made. Watch this. You're going to see Justin Fuller get a little loose in front of him. And he's just going to stay into it and just cut left. That's how you let drivers make mistakes and capitalize.
Yep. And also, too, working the side draft there a little bit down the back straightaway. The truck behind, Simley, knew that Fuller made a mistake and just kind of pushed him on through with the draft a little bit, too. So a couple things played into effect there, but really into Scott's favor right now.
You know, as the broadcasters, Curtis has been a pain in the butt as of late. I'm not going to suggest who my driver is. Are you kidding me?
Oh, he's in the fence.
Oh, wow, just on cue.
Come on, AJ. That is on cue. Holy cow.
That's messed up. That is messed up.
It's like he knew you were going to be on him, so he just...
He got just outside the top 10 and currently dropped back to the 18th position. Well...
Yeah, the 18th spot. Not ideal.
No, it is not. I really didn't think that was going to happen.
Remind me not to play the lottery the next time I'm around you, AJ.
For real.
You know, bet.
Real.
Safe bet. Wow.
Maybe you want him around, Mike, so he takes all your bad luck.
Might have to.
Yeah, but apparently my bad luck is pushed on other people, apparently. As we are 36, coming to 37 laps in. Trey Eitzen, your race leader. Scott Simley in second. Justin Fuller third. Mike Kelly fourth. And Bentley Glazer in fifth. We are currently hauling the mail at a best lap time. Currently sitting at a 41.63.
Battle for the lead here, AJ. You're going to have to look at this 12 and this 7 trucks here going into turn number 3, side by side as they go into 3.
Yeah, that's going to help everybody behind them. But look how good that middle lane is.
Yeah, you can defend pretty good up there. I think there might be a little bit of a second lane forming right there. But that wall, I don't know if these guys are going to touch it like you were saying earlier there, Eckhart.
Well, I think he also said that top lane is really bumpy, so you really got to be careful on when you go over those bumps, how you hit those bumps, because that could just send you right into the wall too.
Yeah, with as little horsepower as these trucks have, it's kind of going to be more of a bottom feeder racetrack anyway, as opposed to you get into an Xfinity car here or a Cup car. You have a little bit more horsepower, so you're able to work that outside lane even with those bumps.
Pedro Mojica sitting in 6th, starting in 30th, currently looking for more as he is getting right to the back of Glazer.
Oh, he turned him!
Oh, what a turn!
Trey Eitzen.
Trey Eitzen's around.
And I think we're going to stay green. No, yellow's out.
Yellow. Yeah, that happened right in front of the field. He kind of slid back up in front of everybody. You'll see that here on the replay.
Backing it up for everybody.
Oh, I
Yeah,
cannot
and you'll
believe what I
see
just
here
watched.
as he gets turned, you'll actually see how he hits that green cone, and he got a penalty for an unsafe pit exit. So he had to have that cleared by track officials there.
Wow.
That looked like a bump draft gone wrong too.
Yeah, I mean, you could hit him, as long as you're square with them, but you'll see, if we get a far chase of it again, you'll see the 12 here just hits him in the left rear quarter panel and just pushes him around. He's not even square with him at all.
Scott hit him the first time and it moved the 7 up, but Scott never really got off of him.
Yeah, never really adjusted his line to be able to push him again.
There it is.
And we'll see
There's the
that here
bump,
in a
and there it
second time.
goes.
But lucky for Trey here. I mean, no damage from what I could see, and it's still good. I mean, come back, put 4 more on it, and go.
Now, we saw everybody come down pit road on lap 24. Our first caution. It's lap 40. They only have 2 more sets in the pits waiting for him. Am I right, Gary?
Yeah, only 2 more sets waiting for him in the pits.
See,
So we're kind of in that point of the race, 60 to go. You'd have only 1 more set the rest of the way. So
you
you go about
see.
35 laps here. It takes you to about lap 75.
Oh, here comes Fuller. Oh, no.
He's gonna fake it.
And he's going to clip the grass, too.
I kind of had a feeling that this might be a little bit of a split decision with the pits here as we see some guys coming down. But I had a feeling it was going to be, if you were going to pit, it was probably going to start around outside the top 10. And Mike Montesi's in that, 12th position there. So knew he was going to be probably one of our first takers.
Let's see if those right sides are going to go up.
And it's still pretty split. I mean, there's not a whole lot of trucks from what I could see. Quite a few, but
Montesi, I don't think is taking tires. I think he's taking full fuel. Yeah, he didn't take tires.
Our pole sitter got into a little bit of trouble earlier on in that run, I think. And came back down pit road with a little more right side damage.
yeah, and it looks like he's sitting pretty for now. But yeah, I think he definitely came down to either continue the repairs from the last caution or might have hit that wall again.
Tyler's day has definitely gone from bad to worse.
But he's still on the lead lap, so
He's got time to turn it around, you're right.
As long as you're on the lead lap and you could see the leader, you never know what could happen.
yeah. And even though he is running 25th, if he could just buy himself a few spots here on these restarts, I think he's going to be just fine. But definitely not looking good early on for him, that's for sure.
And right
The
now,
hardest part is
And Trey
getting back to
Idson
the
kind
front.
of got all of his track position booted away from him, so he's going to have to come back through the pack here too.
that's going to be fun to watch. The number 7 and how he's going to attack getting through this field. 35th.
Yeah, not
We got
ideal.
a few hitters back here.
I think you've got. It really felt like a split decision with most of the field coming down pit road. It seemed like top 12 stayed out there, top 13. So I think really what you're going to see is probably. Yeah, I think about 14th on back. I don't know what the tire stints are looking like there, but I think our top 12 or 14 stayed out, I think.
Our first car that came down on lap 40 was the number 19 of Tyler Dalton in 21st. The pit stop before that, Ejiro O'Rourke is leading the drivers. That last pit on 27.
So about the first top 20 trucks stayed out, 21 right there. That's yeah, that's about what I figured.
I'm really
That's basically half the field, AJ.
I'm excited to see what these drivers that went in on lap 40 are going to do, and are they just going to just run right by the people with 12 to 20 lap fresher tires? Well, not going to have to wait that long because iRacing Pace Truck is going to dive down pit road Oh, God, this is going to be insane.
Gonna be a wild and crazy restart. Strap down your TVs, folks. Get yourself a nice cold drink.
And green flag in the air. Simley spins those tires.
Yeah, and that's one of those things those guys kind of fear if you're in that first top 5 or so. Spinning the tires on a restart. Looks like it's gonna be all right for him though, as he's gonna still have the lead going into 1.
He's going to have the lead, but he's going to open up the door to the number 2 of Mike Kelly.
He's opened the door wide open for the 2 in the 51. He's gonna be 3 wide at the exit of 2.
I don't think he was going for that, but if they're going to leave it open, they're going to take it.
Absolutely. Here comes the 51 down to the inside. He's gonna be able to take this lead going into 3.
Fuller to the point.
Can he keep his momentum up? Looks like he's gonna be able to clear that 12 truck.
I think he's going to be able to clear it. I was really thinking he might get a little tight, but looking good. P1, Justin Fuller.
Out there. Yeah, and you see the 12 was able to do a little bit of a crossover maneuver down the front straightaway, and he's going to take the lead going into 1 again.
As long as Fuller has a nice turn 2, doesn't have to get out of it on the exit, he should have a nice hole shot down the backstretch. But look at Simley side draft as they head towards turn 3.
Yeah, look at the 58 here of Pedro Mojica here. He's going to try and make that inside line work.
Make it work? How about made it work? He's looking to the inside of P3 as our front 2 are still battling.
Yeah, still battling side by side here. Going to be an intense battle here for the next few laps between these guys. And that 51's been able to run that bottom pretty decent, but he's got the 2 right there, looking to the inside.
The 2 is his best friend right now.
That 12 of Simley's been able to stay up there as long as he has and still making it work up there on that high side.
I think Mike Kelly is his best friend right now. If he could side draft the 12, Fuller should be able to pull away just a little bit more.
Yeah, and the more these 2 run side by side, the more it's going to benefit Fuller as we get on further into this run. Yeah, now they're single file, first and second. Now it's third on back. It's all side by side here and battling for positions.
Look at the 22. Nelson Rivera. I thought he was about to send it 3 wide onto the 17 and the 02. Yeah, but he's going to end up being 3 wide.
Yeah, and sometimes you try to think better of a certain situation and it still ends up biting you.
Yeah, yep. I know that feeling very well in a race car.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta, if you have the momentum, sometimes you just gotta go.
Ooh, DeBrown is stuck in the middle trying to clear himself.
Oh, there it is, in the wall.
I knew that was coming.
Oh, they both keep going right now.
Oh, that 48 has a lot of damage on it.
48 got a lot of damage. He's telling Kevin Brown there, you're not clear.
Oh, what's up with
Trey Eitzen.
Trey Eitzen. We'll have to see what happened to Trey here. Oh, he saw it there wrecking up ahead. Slowed up. And he just gets hit from behind.
Oh,
what involves Brian Werman as well in the 74 truck.
Wow.
Yeah, that's definitely going to screw over both the 7 and the 74 there. On top of the 93 and the 48.
As we are still green, almost halfway through the race tonight.
I kind of had a feeling that move was not going to turn out to be that good when I saw them 3 wide.
Yeah, and the fact, too, I mean, it looked like he might have been clear, and he was hoping that the 48 would have let him in, but when you're up on that high line, you need to keep your momentum up. Ain't nobody going to let you in. Side by side here for second. Still this ongoing battle, Campigio. Pretty intense racing here.
Yeah, this is like a full-on pack race right here.
Mojica to second.
Yeah, Mojica to second there. Looks like they're going to be 3 wide again, maybe. Chu kind of pushing him up there to make him think about going 3 wide.
It looks like we're watching
Scott is doing everything
race.
he can to hold on right now.
Yeah, the number 12
Yeah,
is
now
Scott
they're 3
Simley.
wide. Here they go. Yeah, you can't really get that wall going like you were saying, Michael. Just not quite the place to be right now.
If the run stays the way it is, I'm pretty sure somebody will be able to pull it off. But again, the shorter way around is the bottom, and it's a lot faster when you're racing the trucks here.
Oh, 14 in the wall. Joey Gattina gets into the turn 4 wall, sending multiple trucks in evasive maneuvers.
Yeah, the boss man getting in the fence. Happens.
I mean, I've seen Tony Stewart do it a bunch of times when he was in that 14.
I've also seen him win a championship in that car, too.
Also seen his back tires on a wall at Sonoma.
We've seen him put people in the wall a few times as well.
Oh, 3 wide.
We've also
move
seen
right
him.
here.
Never mind. I'm not gonna go there.
Actually, I think it was
They're
I think it was at this racetrack where he had an issue with Joey Logano.
Joey Logano, yeah.
Joey blocked him to the grass on a restart.
One of my favorite
Restart. He was not happy about that.
one of my favorite interviews, and
I'm Busty's butt.
I miss Steve Burns.
He is definitely one of the greatest pit reporters of all time. I don't understand the hate he gets from some people, but he was definitely one of the greatest.
Thanks, Tony. No, thank you.
Right up there with Dr. Dirt. I mean, Dr. Dick Bergen.
Look at that. Richard Beasley taking the lead with ease on Fuller.
Yeah,
Wow.
look at
Definitely
that
gonna
on
be
your
making
screen.
that tide ride go.
And the first driver out of the ones that pitted on lap 40, Hamish Gallagher, sitting in third and driving with a full head of steam. Yellows
turn.
out.
Caution's out.
Multiple trucks around.
Multiple trucks. We got maybe the big one. The big one here at Auto Club. Let's take a look at that replay there.
Oh.
Oh, looks like somebody got in the wall.
Yeah, one of those hot spots you were talking about, Campigio. Turn 4 wall.
Mike Montesi.
Slip on you.
It's going to get really tight. And
Oh, and the 71. Oh, and the 44. Oh, everybody. Everybody in the back half of the field there.
96 of Gerald Livingston.
Yeah, not a whole lot of what Casey Duncan could do right there. I mean, you could try and turn left there, but I think he was already committed back into the throttle. So once you get back into the throttle here, especially at Auto Club on old tires, it's truck's pretty tight. Doesn't want to turn very well after that.
Too heavy damage on the front end of the 96 Toyota.
Ooh. I know that truck is normally flush on the front, but not that flush.
No, not that flush at all. No, sir. We are definitely going to see pit stops, I think, with our leaders. You mentioned third place, Hamish Gallagher, working up to third, pitted on lap 40. I think those guys in the top 5 are starting to sweat a little bit. So I think we're going to see our leaders pit here, and they'll still have another set here come down to the end of the race.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the drivers that last pit on 40 stay out, grab some track position.
Yeah, especially if they took their time trying to make it their way up through the field. Absolutely, we could see them possibly stay out here. Through the field, absolutely, we could see them possibly stay out here. Pit road's going to be a very busy place.
Does Beasley have front end damage?
It looks like he does. Just a
He
couple
does,
scratches.
just a little bit. I mean, it's not the worst I've seen.
It is crinkled a little
I was
bit.
wondering because when he took the lead, he pulled up in front of Fuller, and Fuller about ran him over on the front straightaway like he wasn't going.
Yep, and I think what you were talking about, you know, you're in that draft, Michael, and you think you got all the power in the world, but then you forget when you take the lead, you got front end damage, so you don't have all the power.
You turn into a
That's
parachute.
by the draft.
And the only driver to stay out, Hamish Gallagher.
That took some balls.
I mean, he
I don't
last
know if I
came
wanna be
down
the one out
13
there right
laps
now.
ago.
Hey, Eckhart, when you're now you're his crew chief. What are you telling him right here?
Go and don't look back. I'm gonna tell you, run the middle and don't look back.
That's right.
So you're telling him to be Ryan Newman. Got it.
That's the only spot I've noticed that you can really defend with and keep momentum up is the middle and near the outside lane for the trucks.
Yo. Campigio, what are you telling Hamish here if you were his crew chief?
I don't know, actually.
Don't spin the tires.
Don't spin the tires, yeah.
I like that one. I feel like that's a big one.
I'm sorry.
That is the biggest check mark on the board. Do not spin tires.
Yeah.
And I think, did he just stay out to lead a lap? Let's see if he's gonna cut down. Nope, he's really
I think
staying
he's
out.
just making it known that he wants the inside line. I think that's what he's making known right here. I think we're coming to one to go here, guys.
We should be.
He'll have
Ding.
Mr. Aggressive
lights.
behind him. Oh, no, he won't.
Yes.
I'm sorry. My relative changed. I was looking at Scott as third at the time.
Yeah, he's going to have Fuller right behind him there. Still pretty aggressive. Not as aggressive as Scott, but it's up there.
You know,
Cautiously
you
aggressive.
guys
Yes.
are talking about aggression. Look
By
to
the way,
his.
look at EJ O'Rourke.
I was gonna say, look to his outside. The 41 of EJ O'Rourke last week in the race at Daytona. That was the driver you wanted to be with. If you wanted to be pushed towards the front, you hooked up with him and then immediately ditched him when you cleared.
Yep,
They all
that was
use
the
the
guy to
use trick,
hook
right?
up and leave afterwards, that's for sure.
That truck is bad fast anytime it hits any speedway.
I mean, he went from 31st and he's currently running second. Shout out to Richard Beasley as well. I know we talked about him a little bit, 32nd to 4th right now. So both those guys starting 31st and 32nd, sharing that outside lane there.
Yeah.
How's your pick doing, Gary?
Who is my pick? I think I picked Fuller.
You
I
forgot?
picked Fuller. He's running in third.
I don't even want to mention my pick because the last time I mentioned my pick, he's like,
He is currently 16th.
I said his name and then boom, wall.
I'm giving faith to Dalton. Tyler's 17th.
All right,
Nope.
pace truck is off, and we are green again here at Auto Club Speedway.
Gallagher
Great
got a-
launch.
I was going to say, Gallagher did a really good job on that restart with those older tires, and he's really pulling away into turn one.
But for how long will it work? How long will it last for him? He's
Ooh,
making hay right now through first and second, though.
Fuller is squirrely behind him.
He's got that
Throwing
51
heavy
pushing on him.
Oh, that 13 is going to push and push
Oh,
bad.
he's pushing.
Ooh, that 31 had a very shallow entry. It's going to hurt all of his momentum coming off of turn 4 here.
And in one lap, he's going to drop.
a block in there down the back straightaway. He said that was his only block for the race. So we'll see how those two mix and mingle here later on.
Well, he's going to get freight trained to the outside here, and it is not going to be pretty. Honestly, if we get a caution in the next 10 laps, if he doesn't lose more than 15 positions, maybe 20 positions, because I'm already looking, he's already in 9th. Everybody's going to come down pit road anyway, but he's going to be up on a set of tires from everybody.
Oh, for sure. And I think that's what it was all about. Getting down here at the end of this race, we get a late race caution. He's going to have to hold on a little bit, but get a late race yellow here. And,
Battle for the lead. Fuller and Simley.
yeah, these guys have been battling it out all night long, it seems like. Mike Kelly's not been that far behind in third.
I used to have amazing battles with TJ, one of the broadcasters on Monday night that works here on All-Star 15 TV. I don't know how many times I've told him, I am tired of seeing you. Just go away, because
Sometimes it always works out that way. You race good with a lot of guys, you end up being side by side with them a lot. Or if you have an issue, it seems like 1 week you have an issue with him, the next week you're parked next to each other in the motorhome lot, in the hauler lot, driver intros. You just around them all the time. And that's when you really want to tell them.
so Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott at Sonoma.
Yes, very much so. That's what I'm hinting at for sure.
Yeah.
And both those two drivers are pretty good on road course, especially at Sonoma. So, gonna be interesting.
Gonna be very interesting. Battle for a third. look at Bentley Glazer and Nick Fuller side by side, and they got two drivers right behind them that are still battling side by side. We are 2x2 coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, you got Noah's Ark here right now here with these 6 trucks or so. Bentley going to be able to clear everybody. Let's see if he can keep that clear going into one, get a good arc here, and see if he can get down to the bottom of the racetrack now.
Looks like a great arc. Let's see when he gets back on the gas. We're going to jump on board. Nice and smooth. Now watch the bumps down the backstretch.
Yeah, watch these bumps down the backstretch. You're definitely still turning the wheel here, even at 180 miles an hour. Just trying to keep that truck straight. Very, very bumpy speedway here at Auto Club.
You hear those tires screeching. They do not like that.
No, and these tires don't like Auto Club much anyway. With the bumps and how worn out this surface is, you really, really have to manage your tires really well here in order to win.
You know, I'm not saying I'm surprised that the 51 of Fuller is falling back just a tad. I don't know if he's expecting us to have some sort of a long run incoming, but maybe he's trying to protect those Goodyear Eagles. We'll have to wait and see, but currently sitting in that 4th position, and he's looking to get passed by the 99 of Tommy Ryan.
Yeah, I think right now he's just trying to chill here in the 5th spot here. As long as he can stay in the top 5, if it does have a long run, he will be able to pass these guys back. But I think you're onto something there, AJ. Might be trying to save his stuff a little bit here.
Well, you could always
EJ had a moment.
You could always
had a moment.
burn your stuff up more. You can't always re-get.
Had a moment and got sideways and was able to save it.
If you burn your Goodyear Eagles, you can't really get them back.
Oh, the O2 in the wall.
Or O2, excuse me.
Kept it going.
Hey, he is falling back. Shannon Wood. That O2 is really falling. Looking for the damage on the car. Oh, there's no number on the right side.
Yeah, and we talk about attrition here. I think that's what we're starting to see a lot of here tonight. A little bit of attrition starting to set in.
So we've heard of the Darlington stripe. First time I'm ever going to say it, but apparently we've got the Auto Club stripe. Gary right on the nose there. Charles Woods to the inside, trying to take 17th place away. Ronald Holyfield as well.
Yeah, still side by side with Shannon Wood here, exiting turn number 4.
That's got to be tough.
Yeah, especially with that truck to his outside as well, helping Shannon right there. I think that's, yeah, that is Michaela Steff's? Steffi's? Steffi, we'll go with that.
I was letting you take a swing at it because I probably butchered it a million times last week.
I tried in practice, and I don't have a clue.
3 wide here, though.
4 wide, you mean?
Yeah, 4 wide there for a second with Wortman getting out of the way.
It's a great battle up for the 19th position.
Yeah, you in a good battle here between Pedro and the 1 truck. Kyle Merkel.
Hey Gary, remember how we talked about guys that fell in the back earlier on?
Yeah.
Take a look at Joe Hudson and Tyler Dalton sitting just outside the top 10.
Yep. These guys are sitting pretty good. Joe Hudson here in 11th spot. Tyler having a nice recovery to 13th so far.
I feel like they fixed that number 19 very well. You know, you're not going to get it perfect without a fast repair, but you can get it to the point where it almost feels exactly what it did before the wreck.
Yeah, and his front splitter, his front valence, I think Mike was going to mention this, still pretty even across the bottom there, so not a whole lot of nose damage, still able to keep that truck looking good, and I think it's going to help him here as he's getting closer to the front.
Took the words out of my mouth. Beautiful, Gary.
Yeah, we are
Pretty sure
cruising.
him and Joe have a set of tires left as well.
Yes, and those tires will come very handy, especially if you're caution, say about 15, 20 to go. You have to make another decision as well as a crew chief, right? You got to make that other choice of keep your track position or do you take those tires late in the race?
So I know we were talking about Justin Fuller falling back just a tad, just riding. He has put it to 11 right now as he's really loose out of turn 2 trying to pass Glazer.
Sideways off of turn 2.
He was the fastest truck on the racetrack last time by, Justin Fuller.
Yeah, going to be taking that third spot away. Yeah, definitely was trying to save his stuff there as we're closing into 30 to go here soon.
It's amazing how fast his race is going.
Oh, for sure. These guys have been doing a fantastic job. A lot of cautions early on. They had 4 early on, but so far, they've been doing pretty good. Knocking on wood there for y'all.
But that's expected with a racetrack that really needs tires at a warm temperature to feel any grip. Those cautions were, for the most part, from 5 to 10 laps into a run before the tires got to hot, grippy temperature. And, you know, we've also had a couple cars decide to stay out, which will bottleneck.
Oh, we got trucks in the fence.
Nothing in the wall.
17 in the fence.
All that work that Joe just did in the 15 has gone to waste.
Oh, yeah, he had to check up there for that 17 of Kevin Stone.
As long as he doesn't have any damage on it, he can just regroup and get going again. It's gonna.
Yeah, he wasn't involved, was able to get out of the way, luckily, but
He kissed the fence a little bit there, but nothing
not as
too
bad
hard.
as the 17.
Oh, no.
As the 17, Kevin Stone right in front of him. And I think he's... doesn't look too bad for smacking the wall a little bit. Battling right in front of them. Tommy
Justin
Ryan
Fuller.
and Doug Roth.
Fuller and Kelly are side by side for the lead up here, boys.
Oh, boy.
Jinx.
Yes, sir. Side by side. Here comes Mike Kelly. Going to take the lead. Here comes Fuller. Crossover maneuver in turn 2.
Looking for the pass out of turn 2. Oh, as Kelly's on the
He's
wall.
on the wall. Gets up into the fence there for a moment. That's going to cause a scramble of the trucks. 3 wide.
Fuller is going to run away with that and be home free.
I wouldn't say home free quite yet. He's got Scott Simley there in his rearview mirror.
Da-da.
I don't know. I don't think they saved the tires.
Oh, Kelly's sideways off 4 again.
Would not be surprised if Mike Kelly has burned those tires up. He is fighting a real loose race car right now.
Being in the lead right there. And like Eckhart was saying, you know, you gotta maintain your stuff quite a bit, and if you do, you're gonna be good in these long runs.
Yeah, if you can maintain your vehicle from any sort of like big damage, and you can maintain your tire wear, you're going to be sitting pretty at the end of these runs while everybody's fighting for grip.
Yeah. And one thing we'll have to talk about is a little bit of this fuel window coming into effect here. Last pit stops for what, 53?
53?
Yeah, so definitely going to have to be looking and pay attention for that fuel window here. Probably going to be a gas and go for some of these guys if you can go 40 laps. I don't know if these guys can or not, but going to be tight on fuel. Might have one more pit stop, at least a gas and go.
Oh, there we go. I finally got what I wanted, boys.
Uh-oh.
What'd you get?
Tommy Ryan, 99, running the fence.
Hey, there we
He's
go.
making it work.
Well, and like you were saying, you know, toward the end of the run, maybe you could get the fence to work, and toward the end of this race here, but he's starting to find his way up here, running that higher lane.
See if he can have a really good launch out of turn 4.
Looks like he's going to get it right here.
Look at the power difference.
Yeah, well, if you were able to get that outside lane to work, especially in 3 and 4, I think we're going to see it work more often late in the run. It just makes it look like you have about 100 more horsepower than the guy on the inside.
You got to really be careful with it because the inside lane is going to try to undercut you and pass you and try to do a slide job right in front of you. So
yeah, so you got two options. You could either lift, or you could be like the 48 and just right hook them into the fence and tell them that you're not clear. Which really, that hurts more you than it does the other truck.
And the 15 of Hudson takes about 2 or 3 laps, but gets by the number 99 of Tommy Ryan. But that's stacked up everybody behind Ryan.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you get side by side here, you're seeing the result right now. Just stacks up the field, and you pull that rubber band back and see where it meets back in the middle. And that's what you're seeing right there. Big old pack.
31 slid up right in front of that 99 right there. Oh, the 17 is loose off turn 2. They saved it.
Kevin Stone.
Right when you go away, AJ, all the action happens, you see?
I won't talk about it. And there it goes.
Seeing the aftermath there with the 17. Making a nice save.
To quote Benny Parsons, this is a place looking, a wreck looking for a place to happen right now.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Or as Larry Mack said in Atlanta a few times, it's a recipe for a blank car wreck or a blank truck wreck. You think about it here. You just put in the amount of trucks. I think it's about 5 or 6 right here.
You know, I've heard the saying, I went to a fight and a hockey game broke out. I think a couple times tonight.
That's what we're seeing right here.
I went to a
fight and a race is breaking out.
Yeah. A great battle for the 4th position. Fury and Simley. Nose to tail. Look for the 77 to have a great run out of turn 4. Gonna show to the inside.
Make it work. He's gonna show it, like you were saying there. Gonna show it, but not gonna quite get there.
Gonna blink out for a
And
second.
come back.
That's gotta be sketchy. I've seen it happen with many drivers, but really not around me while I'm driving. Mostly when I'm broadcasting.
That was the 99, I believe.
Hold the Robbie Gordon and knock the wall down.
Ooh,
Yes,
the
sir.
43 in the wall too. Doug Roth.
Oh.
Turn 2 has been biting people quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, and that's kind of where you'll see more of the wall hitting. Is definitely out the exit of turn 2. It's just the way that track is, the way the track is shaped right there. It's really narrow exit of turn 2, and it's a really sharp turn, and the banking falls off faster than you think, even while you're still turning a little bit in turn 2 at the exit.
Are pit stops going on right now? I don't.
Not really, no.
A lap down.
Not really. I mean, you are seeing a little bit of the window start to open up here of guys where they might pit.
Well, I think the
and
window.
we might see some guys try to run it out as well.
Yeah, Charles Van Shank come down on 73. I think the window is open for drivers to come down now. If it were me, no. Not at all.
I would get more concerned if you see any of these guys pit up here, top 5 or 6, like a Robert Fieri or a Mike Kelly or a Nelson Rivera. I think if you see one of those guys pit, wouldn't be surprised if you see Fuller or Coleman here, your top 2, make a pit stop in the next lap after that.
Trouble! Turn 1! I think it was Smithley, the 12, got sideways. Got a little bit of help from the 77.
Yeah, he's going to lose a ton of momentum here. He's getting past right now. Let's see what happened to him.
The wrong car.
He was falling back a lot.
Oh, yeah,
wrecking 3. Oh, no.
Who we got?
Mike Kelly, the 2, got
The 2
Put in
and
the
I
wall.
believe
Oh, the 12 and the
was
77
Trey
had a
Edison.
net code there going into 1.
Oh, Trey Edison.
You said we had another issue with going into 3?
Yes, Mike Kelly and Trey Edson in the 2 and the 7 here.
Oh, Trey Eidson. Let's see.
See, I
oh,
meant to ask that
big
earlier.
hit. How did that not bring out a caution?
I meant to ask that
Whoa.
earlier because did we miss what happened to Trey? Because he had a lot of left front damage and got lapped before that contact with Kelly.
The
I
only
don't.
thing
I don't think
really
it
from what I could
populated
see-
or we didn't see it.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of that might have happened was when he got spun by the 12. But...
But he didn't hit
but
anything.
No.
Oh, he got rear-ended earlier when
Joe Hudson on
he was
pit
in the
road, and here comes
48,
Mike
might
Kelly.
hook somebody into the fence because he wasn't clear. I know he backed out of the throttle and got ass packed afterward. But
Tempers are high late in the race, that's for sure.
absolutely,
always
absolutely,
the
tempers
case.
are starting to get high. 20 laps to go here. We have pit stops. We have people trying to come in.
And we have a development up here for the lead.
We sure
Fuller
do,
is
between
trying
Fuller
to
and
hold off
Glazer here.
Bentley. And look at Coleman. Coleman is just sitting in the catbird seat.
He's
if
just
something
lurking.
happens to these two. Oh. Kelly went home.
That's unfortunate. That 2 car was bad fast all night, and then with an incident going to turn 3, everybody saw it on their screen with the 7. Unfortunate, but that stuff happens. But up to the lead, Fuller leading, Glazer looking for a run, but gonna have to worry about Coleman in just a little while, as that 38 is getting really fast.
Yeah, he's got the 23 right behind him now in that Ford right there. 23, Charles Van Schaik? I don't know.
Charles is trying to get his lap back the hard way here in a minute.
Well, and he's got fresher tires than these other guys here, so if I'm Fuller, I'm just letting him go right here at the exit 2. Just go ahead and take it.
Yeah, Chase Baker, it is both Mike Campigio and Reckhart up in the broadcast booth. Joining
we had to reinforce the booth because Eckhart's here.
Gary Wells and myself. Maybe we should get a sponsorship from like Home Depot or Lowe's. Call it the Home Depot Reinforced Broadcast Booth. But we are under 20 to go. Justin Fuller holding on to the race lead. Let's see if Charles Van Schaik is going to cause any sort of issue with these leaders as they're catching them.
Yeah, he's already gone by and pulled away.
So he's got a SpongeBob car and a SpongeBob helmet and a SpongeBob suit. Like it.
Here goes Bentley looking low.
Bentley's looking low. Will he be able to make it work? I think he's going to. Fuller, though, not giving up in the middle lane.
Getting tight, though.
I wonder if he thought about a slide job and thought better of it.
I bet you he did.
You know what would be really good time to do it? You know, Glazer has got to the back bumper of the 51. Get there and then pit.
Huh. Yeah, you could do that.
If you're going to make it to the finish, you might even gap the leader. Because they are 2 seconds slower than when they started the run.
You could, but also you got to think about it here too. You can get lapped here on pit road as well, so it's going to be one of those things. We've had quite a few takers. Joe Hudson, Hamish. I mean,
but I
quite a
can
few
see guys taking just gas if they run it to like
Campbell.
10 to go.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see gas only, maybe even 2. I believe that's Campbell right there in the 44.
Yeah, yes it is.
He's coming down pit road. He pitted from, I don't know what place.
Yeah, maybe you just take right side tires.
Yeah, I think you take your rights here and you go. It looks like Glenn, though, he's taking all 4s. And off and away he goes.
Stay
This
tuned.
field is really spread out right now, guys. This field is really spread out. It's been, I think this is our longest green flag run tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
You better knock
I
on some wood
believe
there.
you are right. But don't jinx it here. We might, you might have a caution breakout. Here comes the 15 of Hudson. Speaking of, looks like he's got about 75 more horsepower. He's got newer tires than the rest of these guys.
That's going to put him back on the lead lap.
He's going to try. There he goes. Now he's cleared him. Now he's back on the lead lap.
Oh, Fuller got tight. He had to chase it.
He got so tight he ended up getting loose.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. When you're driving here at Auto Club, you get tight, so you put more wheel into it, then you get back into the gas, and then you break loose because you got you're turning and you got the power down. So you got a little bit of both there. Simley's pitting here, so we got pit stops on our hands.
Here comes Glazer, Mohecki, Simley.
Yep, you got and the 17 of Stone as well.
What is pit road speed? Because he went down there pretty fast.
60 is the pit speed. Let me double check that here for you.
And I think-
55.
And that's
55
gotta
miles.
that has to force Fuller, Coleman, Arnold, and Dalton down pit road too, as well. I would assume.
Yes, absolutely, for sure. I mean, that's definitely something you have to think about. Yeah,
Tyler
Tyler
Dalton.
Dalton here is going to be making a pit stop. Same with Charles Woods, up in the 6th position.
And Fuller's gonna stay out, but Coleman's gonna take the left-hand turn down pit
Yeah,
road.
Coleman's going to take the
Fuller.
left-hand turn. Got down to 55 miles an hour. That's one
I
thing
don't-
too we haven't really talked about because we haven't had any green flag stops. Is that entry to pit road? I mean, you're averaging about 175, 180 miles an hour around here, and you're trying to get down to 55, and on these hot tires, with that apron as slick as it is, could cause a lot of looseness here.
Fuller coming in this time. The leader is coming in.
Here, yep, he did report that, and he is coming in this time.
So just a report there, Glazer is ahead of Fuller by just 2.5 seconds on track, as Fuller's going to take the dive down pit road.
And Arnold is still going to stay on the racetrack, so he will inherit the race lead.
It's going to be close.
Some of these guys, we're trying to see him stretch it. I think a couple of these guys are waiting to see if a caution will come out and trap some guys a lap down. But
Honestly,
it hasn't really worked.
I'm starting to think that Charles Van Shank is going to assume the lead for at least a little while, because he's ahead of Joe Hudson, Bentley Glazer, Nelson Rivera. So
Yeah, but he's also got a little bit of damage there too on his truck.
he does. He's a parachute.
He's got Kevin Brown working with him right there.
And
Those guys are
Fuller's
battling for the
leaving
10th
pit
spot
road.
on
Fuller's
track.
leaving pit road, and he's going to lose a lot of time.
Yeah, I think
That was
he.
a really slow stop for the 51.
Yeah, I think he took full fuel and tires there.
That might
don't
not
think
work
he
out for him.
played it
He's
really-
gonna have
Played it
max
really
grip.
conservative.
He's gonna have max
Maybe he
grip in a
knows
little
something
while.
We don't know.
He's gonna have max grip, but not a whole lot of time. It's gonna be interesting to see how this strategy unfolds here. With just 11 laps to go.
Michaela down pit road in the box.
Eric Arnold is still staying out there right now.
Same thing with Doug Roth and Tommy Ryan.
At this
This
point,
might
they're hoping for a
work out.
caution.
Yeah, so is Doug Sigmund. They're all hoping for a yellow here. But I mean, it could also really, it could also really screw them as well. Pardon my French, but with only 21 trucks on the lead lap, 22 on the lead lap, wouldn't be the
Fuller's
best
too
idea.
far away from Glazer to get
06 is down pit road. I believe we also saw Eric Arnold. Tommy Ryan still out on the racetrack. Doug Roth still on the racetrack.
there. EJ's still out there.
Yep,
Casey.
so is Casey Duncan. All these guys right here need to make a pit stop.
And Bentley's already back up to 6th.
Yeah, he's going to be ripping through these guys pretty quick.
Is your race leader Doug Roth out of turn 4? He's looking at about
9 to go here.
3 full seconds slower.
Yeah, but that might be enough, or maybe he could hold off Bentley, though. Bentley's about 23 seconds back. It'll be tight for
You're
sure.
looking at a
Doug is
47
planning to extend it, you know.
Casey Duncan on pit road.
Yeah, Casey's on pit road here.
I don't think you can do the 47 laps, Gary.
It'd
They're
be
trying.
tight. It'd be tight, but I've seen it.
Well, just look for reference that what Justin Allgaier did on Monday night in the Xfinity
99
race.
hitting.
Tommy Ryan hitting pit road from the 2nd position.
I believe that's everybody but Doug, I think.
And EJ O'Rourke.
EJ.
Oh, EJ's also staying out
O'Rourke's
here up at
coming
this point.
in. I thought he was. He was letting somebody go.
But yeah, it might have been a slower truck or a faster truck, I guess, depending on.
Bentley will get
potentially wrong.
O'Rourke, but I don't think Bentley will get Roth unless Roth hits. But that being said, I don't know if Doug can make it.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. 8 to go here, still holding strong.
He's definitely trying. Oh no, I think he's coming in right now. Yep.
Yep, he's coming in. Yep, he is slowing down, hitting the brakes.
He's gotta
43 in.
he's gotta just take fuel. He's gonna lose.
I think that's what his plan is, and it could be one of those things. I mean, we don't know how many tires these guys have left. It could be one of those things. Maybe he's out of tires, and so he just wanted to stretch that run out as long as he could. Coming here for a gas to go about 3-4 seconds.
Over yet, boys. Look who just crept into the 5th spot and is gaining on Glazer.
Justin Fuller.
He's P2 right now.
Yes, sir. It's going to come down to these last 5-6 laps here, gentlemen.
And you have Pedro Mojica in 3rd, up 27 positions, started 30th, having a great race. But he's got to deal with Chad Coleman and Nelson Rivera. But I think the battle...
Justin's going to be going all out here these last couple laps. Definitely not going to leave anything out on the racetrack, that's for sure.
E.J. O'Rourke now on pit road.
EJ coming down.
Whoa! Might have been speeding.
Wow, Justin knocked off a half a second that last lap.
Glazer has gotta be thinking, what do I gotta do to get these guys out of my way? He's catching lap cars in awful spots every corner.
Yeah, and it's definitely helping Justin because he's catching them in the good spots. Trey Eidson let him go here. The leaders catch them in the wrong spots. Justin's catching them in the great spots, just on the exit of these corners, and going in as well. Let's see what the interval is here coming to the line. A second. 1 second.
He's catching them.
He is catching them.
Da-da,
He is there.
da-da. Anybody else hear Jaws?
Yes.
Sure did.
Anyone want to run through our
EJ O'Rourke
picks?
coming out of the pits here. Gonna be interesting to see where he ends up.
77 of Robert Fury out of the way for 2nd place. Justin Fuller, 0.7 of a second, jumping on board with the 51. Oh man, you can feel how much faster the 51 is than the 18.
Riding on board with Glazer
And you
from
would
the rear camp.
And you would think 1 lap wouldn't make a difference, but I mean we've seen here already 1 lap between those two, and it's, you know, Justin has a good end of the tires here a little bit.
Glazer sounds like he has to pedal a little bit in the center. That
Yeah,
is
it could be one of
costing
those
him
things
a
where maybe
lot.
he's over driving it, and so he has to compensate the middle of the corner. Maybe he's getting a little bit tight.
Well, Gary,
Could
we've
have burned his stuff up.
how many times have we seen it? You can get to somebody, but getting to somebody is way different than passing somebody.
Exactly. Passing them clean too. That's the most important thing.
I'd expect a slide job though, nonetheless.
Oh, absolutely. From either one of these guys for the win, absolutely.
Glazer struggles more in 3 and 4 than anything. I heard him pedal it a little bit.
Yeah, and you're seeing here, defending champ, you know, he knows how to get it done. Closing in, but
He's running out of time now.
yep, he is running out of time.
Coming, the dual
If he can
popsicle
nail
sticks
his
up in the
3 and
air.
4 are better than Bentley. It's going to be tight here when we come to the white flag, but 2 to go this time.
Barney the Flagman's got the dual popsicle sticks up in the air. 2 to go.
And caution, just kidding.
Oh.
Kidding.
Oh,
boy.
Dude, you just...
Commentator's curse. Don't do that.
I was like, I didn't see anything.
Oh,
I just
He's
wanted
there.
to pull TJ and call for chaos.
All Glazer wants to do is get back to that white flag knowing it's official.
Yes, sir, he does. But he's got the 51 right here. He's gonna do a little snake action, break that draft a little bit. Let's see what
That
happens
may
going into
hurt him
3.
more than anything, though.
Fuller's been really good in 3 right here.
oh, this is gonna be tight.
It's gonna be real tight. White flag this time.
In the wall.
By the
I don't
wrestling
think he hit
over
it.
everything.
Fuller's got to set up for 3 and 4. That's where he's got to make his move. He's got to set
Yep.
up for 3
But
and
if
4.
he can maintain here through 1 and 2, he's got to set this corner up really good as well in order to even have a shot.
Look at him use an extra lane up, looking for the run down the backstretch.
Oh,
whoa,
What is the
EJ.
sign?
lap
Oh,
car,
that
get
was
out of the
close.
way.
That was
He's
close.
got to throw it.
He's going to throw it right
Here he
here.
comes.
Now or never. Here he goes.
Inside.
Not going to be able to get there.
Not gonna get there indeed. Bentley Glazer out of turn number 4 is gonna win race 2, Auto Club Speedway for the Sim500 TranService Truck Series.
What a race to the finish there. Looks like Chad Coleman's going to finish in that 3rd spot. Good run for him nonetheless.
Pedro Mojica in 4th.
Nelson Rivera going to be rounding out your top 5.
Beautiful rally for Joe Hudson and Tyler Dalton after their issues. 6th and 7th at the end.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Still heartbreaking that, they didn't have the fight to the finish like we saw with Glazer or Fuller that we were expecting pre-race. Holy crap, though. Did anybody else think that Glazer...
Oh,
Look,
we have
after
some
race
post-race
contact,
activities?
Coleman and Fuller not getting along. Oh, Gary, I'm gonna let you take that one.
What happened? I didn't see it. Swear to God.
Coleman,
They're going
Coleman
banging
got-
doors.
yeah, they did more than that.
Oh.
Let's rewind here real quick.
Oh.
Coleman
We have the
tags him in
burnouts
the
coming
right
down
rear,
here. Uh-oh.
and then Fuller just
Oh.
goes up and junks him.
Ooh.
Let's see
Uh-oh.
who we got.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh.
Looking for Bentley Glazer.
Post-race activities there with 38 to 51.
Hey,
I'm gonna just leave it there. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm gonna let the admins
Hey.
admin.
Tempers flare.
They do, especially with gentlemen.
I do not see our race winner in the Discord. Gonna give him a minute or two to get in here.
Oh, I see him.
There he is. All right, Gary, you want to take the first one?
Sure. We'll talk to Justin here. Where are we?
No, Bentley Glazer.
Oh, Glazer. Oh,
Yeah, here it is. Take away, Gary, with our race winner.
All right, Bentley, Gary Wells, AJ Capola, Michael Eckhart, Campigio, all in the booth. Got a copy?
Yep, I got it.
All righty. Hey, man, hell of a win there. I really thought, and I think we were all thinking that Justin was going to get you there at the end, but you had enough there at 3 and 4 to hold him off. He kind of threw it in there as a Hail Mary toss. So talk about your race, man. Pretty clean race overall, and you come out here with the dub tonight.
Yeah, I was pretty good on the long run, so that helped. And I thought Justin was going to get me too. I'm kind of shaking. That was a good win right there.
Yeah, and as you know, it's always hard to win here in Sim500. Talk about your strategy a little bit toward the end of the race, and do you think that couple laps difference there between you and Justin Pitting was the difference there tonight?
Yeah, I feel like I was there at the end of that run. I was a little faster, but I just couldn't get a good run to pass him. And then we were about 14 laps left. I decided to pit because I thought I could hold him off from there, and I took short fuel, and it just worked out. Yeah, I thought I was gonna get turned there at the end too because he was coming, and I was like, I'm going down no matter what. So it was good.
Absolutely. Well, we go to Vegas next week. Mile and a half, 110 laps there next week. What's your thoughts about Auto Club, or not Auto Club, but Las Vegas?
I like Las Vegas, another good track of mine, but these guys here they're crazy good. Like Pedro's behind you, and then he'll mess up. You're like, all right, I don't have to worry about Pedro, and then there's like 10 other guys you gotta worry about. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a lot of stack competition here. Rest of the boys in the booth, y'all got anything for him?
Bentley, it's AJ, and holy cow, dude. I know we were sweating bullets up here, but that final run, getting pulled down pit road by a couple cars behind you, what was the plan, hitting pit road and pretty much all the way to the finish in that number 18 Chevy? Like, what was your plan and what was your mindset that last run we had?
Just to go as fast as I possibly could, because I knew, there's no tire saving there. So just hard as I could go, maybe a little bit easy in the middle part of that, but yeah, I just went for it.
All right, man.
Well, any final thank outs or plugins you want to do for sponsors or anything before we let you out of here?
Thank you guys for broadcasting. Thanks Joey Katina and Sim500, and then thanks Charlie Woods for always racing with me over here. And that's it.
All right. Well, congratulations on your W. We'll see you next week in Vegas.
All right, thank you.
All right. That was our race winner, Bentley Glazer. Mike Campigio, we're talking with Justin Fuller right now. Take it away.
Justin Fuller, it's Mike, Gary, and AJ in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, we got you.
Hey, man, second place finish tonight. Congratulations on the outstanding run. Talk a little bit about your race tonight.
Pretty good. Ran up front all race long. Just kind of. We didn't get the qualifying after we thought. I don't know why I can't qualify here. It's been pretty bad lately, but nobody ran the top on the first lap, so I went from 14th to 5th. I think before we completed the first lap, I got all that track position and just maintained that the rest of the night.
Yeah, talk a little bit about the strategy at the end, because we ran probably our longest green flag run tonight. What was your strategy there at the end of the race?
You always want to have the fresh tires at the end, right? So my goal was to make sure that I had the fresher tires than Bentley and Chad, because we were kind of a 3-truck checkout there. Nobody else was really a factor, and I just missed it by a lap. I guess I should have pitted the same lap Chad did, and might have been talking to me first before Bentley, but he ran a great race, so congratulations to him. And second place, nothing to shake a stick at, especially after last week, poor start to the season. So nice to come back here, rebound, and get a second place.
For sure. Also wanted to ask you a little bit about that last lap move. Did you think you could get to the inside of Bentley there in 3 and 4?
I wasn't gonna hit him. I was more trying to scare him, see if he would make a mistake and wiggle up the track a little bit to try and give me room, thinking I was gonna hit him or something. That's all that was. I was never gonna make a move there, so it was just me trying to intimidate him a little bit to see if he'd make a mistake, and he didn't. He held his ground. So good job to him.
The good old Intimidator button. Most people remember that from the old EA Sports NASCAR games. As we look forward to next week in Las Vegas, give me a preview of what you think is going to happen next week.
I'll be in victory lane next week. That's I'll call that now.
Ooh.
Calling a shot.
It's just, if you go back and you look at Sim500 stats, Las Vegas is bar none my best track. Providing I don't make any mistakes on pit road and I don't get wrecked. I'll be in victory lane next week.
Calling your shots. I like it.
Now, I'm going to ask you, what was that deal between you and Chad there post-checkered?
Oh, it's just us having fun. Don't
10-4.
Anything after the race, don't worry about it.
10-4. Gotcha. Wasn't
Darn,
sure.
we're just looking for even more storylines.
I was like, they never make contact anywhere.
No, all good. Just a little fun.
Alrighty.
All right.
Well, I just wanted to say congratulations again on your second place finish. Is there any other sponsors or anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, well, thanks Sim500, all the admins for what they do. Thanks to TranService for sponsoring the series. Sponsoring the lady, they've been a long-standing sponsor here. Thanks to Trey Edson for always keeping me looking good out here on the track. Thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast. I'll come back and watch this tomorrow when I'm at work. I'll skip through it. Thanks to everybody that raced. Thanks to everybody that watched. Send a shout out to my dad. I know he's watching. Send a shout out to him also for buying me a chair for my birthday, for a computer chair. Got me a chair.
There you go.
Was, more than generous by him, so thanks to him for that. Yeah, looking forward to next week. Vegas is my favorite track, and looking forward to talking to you again next week.
All right, thanks, Justin. Right. You hear that, everybody? Justin Fuller looking towards Las Vegas next week, sitting in that wonderful winner's circle next week. But before we get to that, it is time to talk to P3, Chad Coleman. Chad, how's it going? You got a copy?
Yeah, okay.
Hey, Chad. Great race overall, pal, but holy cow, those last 20-ish laps were pretty much nail-biting up the wazoo up in the broadcast booth. Take us through that last run and how the 38 did.
We was all right until pit stops, and then I slid through my box, and that's pretty much it. I lost probably about a second and a half, 2 seconds right there on pit road, and that was it. It's hard to make that up when you're all, pretty much running, as hard as you can the last 10 laps. So you're not going to make much up there, but it was a good race. I'm okay with the way it turned out. I think we probably had a chance to win this deal, but I messed it up on pit road.
You know, we go to Las Vegas next week. You know, after a really strong finish here at Auto Club, is there anything you can take away from your momentum tonight to the 1.5 mile high banks of Las Vegas?
Uh, the trucks will drive similar there. It'll be a little more aero there because the track's a little narrower, so you ain't got as much room to move around to get away from people's dirty air. But as far as the racing goes, it'll be probably a lot of the same.
All right, brother. Well, before we let you go tonight, do you have any sponsors you want to plug before we let you go enjoy your third place finish tonight?
I gotta just thank TranService Logistics and Joey for moving this race to the night. I didn't know he was racing tonight until probably 15 minutes before qualifying.
Oh wow.
That's always fun to find out, right before the race starts. But just thank everybody with Sim500, thank all the league sponsors, and thank Tredson for painting this truck. It's been a good one for the last couple of years, and hopefully we'll have a new one here in the next week or two.
All right, brother. We'll catch you later, my friend.
Yep. Thank you guys for broadcasting as well.
All right, pal. Appreciate you coming up and talking with us. Gary, we'll start with you, pal. Talk about the race. How'd it go? Let's hear it from your perspective.
I thought the race was great here tonight. A lot of action early, so caused some cautions there early in the going. But overall, I thought it was a great race. Once again, came down to tire strategy there at the end and pit strategy. Who was going to pit first and get those tires? Definitely paid off for Bentley. So going to be interested next week on how things unfold. I'm really looking forward to Vegas.
All right, Campigio, what about you?
Man, AJ, Gary, Mike, that was a fantastic race. Love the strategy that we had later in the race with all people figuring out when they were going to pit on those last pit stops for tires or fuel only. You don't see much, fuel mileage or strategy races anymore. So that was great to see. Other than that, outstanding racing all day long from just the drop of the green flag all the way to the checkered. And I'm excited for Las Vegas. And I really want to see if Justin Fuller is going to back what he said to us in the booth tonight after the race up next week.
Well, all we got to do is pick him and he might wreck. I'm just kidding.
Oh, God.
That's
Don't put that on us. All right, Reckhart, your first race in the broadcast booth for the Sim500 TranService Truck Series. How'd it go? What'd you think? And will we see you back next week?
You will probably see me back next week. That all depends on my IRL dirt schedule. But that was exciting. Definitely a lot to keep up with and go back and forth, switching through drivers. So I gotta get used to doing that again because I was a handful. It was bad. I was messing up a lot. But the race was cool. It was great. I really was surprised that Fuller did not try to use the bumper at the end of that. I was on the edge of my seat for that race.
That was some good, clean racing there at the end for sure.
It was.
All right, everybody watching at home, thank you for tuning in to All-Star 15 TV, whether it is Facebook or YouTube. Thanks for joining us tonight with a hell of a race here in Fontana, California at the Auto Club Speedway. Congratulations to Bentley Glazer, Justin Fuller, and Chad Coleman, your podium finishers. Check out all our sponsors in the descriptions. Also, grab some merch while you're at it. All-Star 15 TV has awesome t-shirts. I think we have a can koozie for the next 10 days if you want to throw a nice cold beverage inside that to keep it cool. But we'll talk to you next week at Las Vegas. Peace out, everybody, and stay safe.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store, and many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full-service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.